Hello dears, in the previous classes we have seen classification of academic discipline. Okay, first we have seen about the fine arts. So this fine arts includes art, music, theater, visual arts and performing arts. The task of fine arts is to evaluate human activity from aesthetic point of view. So mainly it concentrates on the aesthetic point of view. Aesthetic point of view. So in the aesthetic point of view, what field will come? Art, music, theater, visual arts, performing arts, like that. Next comes the humanities. Human creation. So it talks about the human creature as a unique phenomena. That is why it is known as the humanities. Human creature as a unique phenomenon. So it talks about the human nature and human creation and all. Here it comes the history, language, because we communicate through language, right? And what happened to the humans, what happened in the past. So history, language, literature, philosophy. Philosophy means it's about the human being, what exactly it talks about certain questions, unanswered questions, like how before we arrive in this earth, before what happened, after what will happen, all these unanswered question philosophy tries to analyze. So it's philosophy, religion, humans, we are bothered about the religion, right? Religion, etc., all comes under the humanities. Next comes this social science. General human activity, we can say, in the social science. General human activity. And we can say that it is we investigate human activities in the science, okay? I mean scientific manner, can say. So we analyze the general human activity in scientific manner, that is social science. That here in this field, anthropology means early human beings, how they lived, what is the origin of language, so many other things. Archaeology, how this means excavation, etc. So that is archaeological remains which is on the earth, that shows that how human beings lived, what is their culture, etc. Then cultural, ethnic studies, economics, gender and sexuality studies. Of course, our education comes under the social science, geography, political science, psychology, sociology, etc. All this comes under the social science. Next comes the science. Means talks about the nature. Okay? Science means it talks about the nature, explore the nature, we can say. Explore the nature. What needs naturally, we'll talk about the chemistry, physics, biology, botany, zoology, astronomy, etc. Next comes the mathematics. Abstract notion. This talks about the abstract notions and relations, logic and all. So this branch talks about the abstract notion, logic, what is the relationship between the numbers, etc. Here in this field, pure mathematics, applied mathematics, computer science, logic, statistics, all comes under the mathematics, a broad umbrella mathematics. I hope you understood. Now we'll go to the, in those days, how the classification happened. First we'll see the Aristotle's classification. Okay, Now we talk about the Aristotle's classification. Aristotle classified into 3 classes, and their aim is different, and special kinds of subject matter is dealt in that particular field, and then in that particular field discipline, if you want to proceed, special competence is needed. If you are selecting this particular discipline, means special competence is needed for that particular discipline. So he divided the discipline 3 classes. Disciplines is divided into 3 classes. What are they? Theoretical. So one of the classification is theoretical. Next is practical. And next is the productive. So Aristotle classified the discipline into 3 classes, we can say 3 broad classes. One is theoretical, another is practical, and the third one is productive. Right? In those days, this was the classification they have followed. That is to know or understand. What is theoretical? To know something or understand something. To know and understand. Okay, to know something and understand something, that classification is known as the theoretical disciplines. Such as, if you see theoretical discipline, to know, understand, mathematics, what and all will come. Here we can say mathematics. In those days there was mathematics also, right? Natural sciences. What are natural sciences? Physics, chemistry, mathematics, etc. Sorry, physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, etc. Okay, so these are the disciplines which comes under the theoretical. Here the investigators here logic, abstraction, comprehension of theories. So this mathematics is logic, I hope you know. So whenever you talk about mathematics, naturally you're talking about the logic, right? Mathematics is purely logic. So abstraction, okay, and some theories, comprehension of some theories, and this whatever is invented in the sciences are relatively permanent and uniform throughout the world. It is uniform. So we can say relatively permanent and throughout the world it is uniform. The concept which is dealt in these fields or throughout the world, you can say it is permanent, relatively permanent, because it may sometimes it may change, and throughout the world we accept the same thing, uniformity. This physics and all this comes under this, right? Next comes the practical. Practical, I'm talking about this practical. Okay, what is practical? Practical disciplines are concerned with subject matter capable of change and alteration. Something which changes and alteration. Okay, means alternation, change and alternation, right? Human character from one person to another person, there is a change, right? So human character. So very important thing is social institutions. It changes, no, from prehistoric to today. So it continuously there is a change. So these fields comes under the practical. So here you can talk about the ethics, politics. Of course, our education comes here, and of course, education. Right? And in order to proceed this particular field, that is this particular area, we need certain skills and abilities. So in order to proceed, if you want to proceed a field that belongs to practical, suppose you want to study about ethics, politics or education, you need special skill and ability. That is really different from this theoretical one. Theoretical skill, if you want to learn something below theoretical, but if you want to learn something below practical, these two, they differ by skills, and ability also differs. So if you are able to do practical, means your skill and ability is go beyond. Means you should have more skill and more ability compared to theoretical. All the subjects coming under theoretical. Means if you want to study the education, you need more competence, more ability. Okay. So that is go beyond the theoretical skill. Now we go to the productive. Productive means something you make or create. That is known as the productive. Something you have to, means this productive disciplines, or of course the first comes the engineering. Okay. And for fine arts also, if you want to proceed something in fine arts, you should be more productive. And applied arts. Okay. So all these fields, or you can add something more also. So all these fields, you need the productive skill. This is specialized and distinctive compared to theoretical and practical. So what type of skill you need? Specialized, and you need the skill of specialized. ZED also you can write. And also you need distinctive skill in order to proceed such fields. This is means they go beyond the traditional disciplines, and they keep on changing. Higher learning or applied. Here if you want to do something engineering, higher learning, it should be dynamic, and the people should be relatively young. Interior design, all this comes under this field. So this is known as Aristotelian classification, right? Same way, Biglin's classification of academic discipline. Biglin's class 1970. Biglin is 1970. So recent one. Classification of academic disciplines. So in the 1970s, Anthony Biglin, okay, he investigated about the faculty's judgment about what is the similarity and what is the difference between different academic discipline. He classified into three. What are that? We'll see. Pure versus applied. Pure versus applied. And then hard versus soft. And then the third one is concern with life systems versus those, of course, opposite to that, not concerned with life systems. Okay, he classified into three. One is the pure versus the applied, and second one is hard versus the soft.